Hello everybody, I'm doing a planner video today. I haven't done one of these for a while, but I wanted to go through my 2020 archive collection with you before I put them away. So I have a fairly modest stack, to be honest. There's not all that much here. This is actually empty because I took the contents out, but I just put that there to show you what I was using. And the way I archive my things at the moment is I just have a series of like homemade box files on a shelf. And the most recent years, they've just been made from the Hobonichi boxes. So every time I get a Hobonichi order, I make it into a box file, shove the date on the side. I don't know if you can see that, sorry, it's a bit close. And I just, as the year goes, I just shove things in that I want to keep as they're not in use anymore. So I have already in the box at the moment is I have a few things about from my son, some drawings and things like that. And then I have a big wad of, these are morning pages or journaling, so that there's nothing exciting to look at there, it's just writing. So that's shoved in the box already. And then the plan is to add these ones to it and shelve it until I find some magical long amount of time where I can go through them all and make it all neat and tidy. At the moment, it's just boxes stuffed full of notebooks. So without further ado, let's get on to what I used for 2020. So I started off the year in a Filofax ring bound as an everyday carry planner. And I'd been using this the previous year with some success, so I thought, oh, I'll just stick doing with it. You know, I quite like it. I love the feel of this. This is a Filofax Finchley, personal size. Really like it. I like the brown colour, like the feel of it, and I love the flexibility of it. So yeah, this took me through to, I don't know, I suppose as a planner, as a daily planner, it took me through at least till July, August, September. Yeah, so all the contents of this have been taken out and they've been put into this little craft folder, which I got from a 100-yen shop here in Japan called Seria. I stuck the label on the side, just shoved the date on the year. So everything that was in there is now archived in here. So I won't go through the whole lot because obviously that would take hours. But I'll just go roughly through each category and explain to you how I used it and what worked and didn't work. So in the front, I just stuck this pocket on with a photo in, and this is this little booklet I'd made to do my monthly tracking, like monthly cycle, but yeah, I kind of stopped using it after a while, to be honest. A couple of dashboards. The best thing for me, the most fun thing about doing a Filofax or a ring bound system is you can make your own dashboards, so that's always fun. I enjoyed making those. My first section was calendars. I'll just show you a random page. So I did decorate a little bit, washi tape, but nothing too over the top, and just the basics on there: birthdays, major events, rubbish days. Nothing too exciting there. The next section I had was habits, and I did have some habit tracking going on, but again, sort of, I don't know, mixed results. It's fun to do, and some months it was better than others, but you know, most of the time I just stopped halfway through. But yeah, it was still fun. I enjoyed doing it. I think all the rest, there's a bit of journaling in there, which I won't show because there's photos. I randomly did some journaling, that's been shoved in there. Accounts, so I tried different ways of doing like accounting throughout the year, but it was all in my ring bound. Different ways of trying to keep a track of what we're spending money on. And I did most of these spreadsheets myself, these inserts, I made them myself. According to what I wanted to do, but it changed almost every month how I wanted to try and monitor it. But that's good, it's flexible, so you can do that. Projects was the next one. I wanted to have a section for projects, so I had like quarterly projects, and I had like random lists, just writing lists down. I had house lists projects, just tons of different lists, and some things got done and some things didn't, but it doesn't matter. I made random little tabs by the looks of it for things. The next section I've labelled actions, but it's actually empty, so I think that was probably part of me trying to get a handle on those project lists, of making perhaps an action list, but obviously I didn't do that. Papers, I always had a section in there for papers, which was really handy when you're out and you've got kids with you and they want to do some drawing. So that's all that's in there. And then a reference section at the back, which was things like pen tests and important information. So that's how that went. And I probably have a video about that. And if I do, I'm going to link it at the top for you, showing you how I'm using it while I'm using it. So that is now all nicely contained in there, and that's going to go in my archive box. Now, I think 2020, I might be wrong, it might have been 2019, but I think 2020 or the year before was the year when Hobonichi came out with the notebooks. It might have been the year before. Well, anyway, so I bought a plain grid notebook and I just started using it. This is my vision board for 2020, all the things I wanted to kind of focus on in the year. I stuck that on the front, and I just sort of had a play in here with like pictures and stickers and putting down things that I wanted to perhaps focus on, things I like, just sort of enjoying it really. These are all pictures from that vision board, and just me writing about why I chose them as images and what I like about them and all that kind of thing, things like that. So that went on for a bit, and then I got bored of that and stopped doing that. A few more there to show you. At one point, it just turned into like a random brain dump, and I was just using it for all sorts of random things. This is me trying to work out my planning system. Random shopping list I've stuck in, I've no idea why. Trying to work out what Hobonichis I want to buy. And then a bit later on, I did actually try doing an altered book junk journal, where you sort of tear out the pages of a book, like an old, or semi-old book, hardback book, and glue them together, and you can like junk journal on the pages. They didn't work out. It was obviously not my kind of thing. So I'd only done about 5 or 6 pages in there. And this is actually one of the pages. My granddad died last year, so my mum sent me a load of photos of him, so I wanted to put those in. So I just tore them out of the book and I just stuck them in here for archiving purposes. So long as I've got them somewhere, it doesn't matter if they're just glued in. It's just washi taped in. So yeah, that's kind of how that went really. I just stuck a load of photos that were on my wall in the back because they were relevant to that year, and I don't really need them on my wall anymore. And it's a bit sort of clunky, and that's a drawing I did. But that's all ready to archive, very thin. Oh, and as you can see, I hacked the book apart, and I still have, I've got the rest of it here, knocking everything over. So yeah, I just took, I just slashed it down the side, and I can use this for notes, or I could use that for paper if I want to make up a new journal or something. So that's ready to archive. And then, I can't remember why, but I just randomly started using the A6 Hobonichi. Now, I had bought these originally, that's it, I bought these originally because I was going to use them to journal to my son, like write down things that he'd done on that particular day. Because I'd done that in a Hobonichi Weeks, which if you don't know, it looks like this size. I'd done that in Hobonichi Weeks the previous year, and I'd enjoyed it. And then I thought, well, maybe if I get a slightly larger size, I can stick pictures in. And because it's the Avec, which means the year's split into 2, it doesn't matter if it bulks out. But I did that for like a couple of days, I think. And then, I don't know. If there's something where I have to do it daily, there's a little bit of me that gets very rebellious and irritated by the fact that I'm required to do something daily. So I think I stopped doing it basically. So what have I got? I'm probably not making sense. I apologise. So I just stuck a few stickers in here because why not? Stuck some quotes in that I thought were quite good. Stuck my vision board in again. I was trying to put it in every like planner that I was using to try and keep me focused on it. So that went on there on a page that I wasn't using by the looks of it. I did start doing habit tracking in here, but again, just didn't bother after a while. I started trying to put accounts in here during One Book July, but that stopped. So the monthly pages in here are quite functional. And again, just the bare minimum of important things I need to remember. And then when I've done the day, I cross it off. So these were working really well for me, actually, to be honest. I quite liked having them very plain and minimal. what else can I show you? So yeah, after like a few days in January, it's all blank. So this is all blank basically. All of this stuff here is blank. Around about April, I started, you know, trying to be more creative in here, sticking things down and sticking things in, trying to get a bit more sort of, I don't know, creative. Just enjoying it. I think, did I do a flip through of this? I can't remember. But I spent most of like April and May going through this and doing sort of collage-y type things, which was fun. I did enjoy that. So it goes on through in end of May here. And then towards June, to be honest, June is always a sort of a bad month for me. In Japan, in June, the humidity goes way up high, and I feel like I get quite anxious in June because I feel like I can't breathe all the time. It's just a thing that happens. So June, I had a bit of a dip, and I didn't really do that much. So this is just an example of me just not wanting to do all the decoration and just scrawling a few things down on the days when I felt like I could manage it. And then towards the end of June, I guess I pick things up again and I'm managing it a bit more, doing a bit more. Yeah, and it just continues like that. I haven't shown it because there's too many photos to cover it. But towards the end of, what is this, June? Yeah, to the end of June, I just carried on doing a little bit of journaling and a little bit of sticking things in. So that's how I use that. And then I figured, well, I might as well use the other half because I've got it. So yeah, I started off pretty similar, just stuck a few things down. Functional monthlies. I've stuck all these paper clips in so I can show you good examples of things. Because what I want to show you is that you don't have to have your entire planner all uniform and all like every page is the same and preset, and like I change how I need to journal and how I need to write things down all the time. I'm constantly thinking I don't need to write that down anymore, that doesn't work, or something will happen and I need to write it down. So what I'm trying to do here is show you how things have changed throughout the year and like according to what I need, basically. So I've put all these paper clips in to show you sort of examples of how things were different. So I have functional monthlies. Nothing too exciting to show you there. July, I didn't actually use this, so these just became note pages, and this is actually notes about what hamsters can eat and what they can't eat, because we got a hamster at one point and I needed to know what I could feed her. I got notes about planning, like costs for Hobonichis, which ones I might want to get, how I'm going to use the planners, testing out stamps on this page, testing out pen inks, all sorts of things really, testing out mild liners. I was sort of using it to try and decide what colour scheme, if I was going to go for a colour scheme, like on my pages, which ones I wanted to use. So I was just trying them out. Ideas about Hobonichis, how I'm going to use them, how I'm going to use planners for the following year. And then there was a blank bit where I just wrote down temperatures. We had to take our temperatures every day because of the pandemic, so it was just temperatures. I started using it more as a daily planner at this point, rather than in this one. I've been using it for like memory keeping and journaling. At this point, I think is where I gave up my ring bound and I started using this as like a everyday carry type thing. So it was coming out with me when we went out, not that we went out that much. So I've used this August page for a list of all my kitchen drawers that I need to clean out, which is thoroughly exciting. I started writing down all the Hobonichi updates because they were releasing like a little bit of information each day about what the new release was going to be, or little snippets of information. I was writing to-do lists at the top because the Japanese version has little check boxes at the top you can use to write down your to-do lists. If I wanted to write a bit of journaling, I was writing a bit of journaling. Yeah, just if I wanted to use it that day, I would, and if I didn't, I didn't. So it was like no pressure. Just, it was nice to have it with me, as just to do what I want with it. And if I need it, I use it, and if I don't, I ignore it. So that kind of relaxed attitude really helped me, I think. Not feeling like the pressure to do it every day. So it's not neat, it's just like scribbles of stuff. If I had a headache, I wrote down the medicine in case it was useful. September I used that page for things to do to distract myself from my husband leaving mid-month, because he came to visit and I knew he was going to go, and I knew I always sort of feel a bit miserable afterwards. So I'd written down some fun things for me to do while he'd gone. And so that was what that was used for. Again, just task lists, writing our temperatures. Oh, and I was writing down at one point what our hamster was getting, what I was feeding her, because I was trying to like vary her diet. So I was writing down if I gave her cabbage, or it looks like she had okra and cabbage that day. She loves cabbage. My granddad died, so I wrote that in here. Oh, and I started writing down what I was spending. So previously I'd been doing that on the accounts tab in my Filofax. But I decided I'd just write it down on the daily pages in here, and I started doing that, and that's been really working, and I've continued doing that. So that's good. So again, you can see it here. So I didn't spend anything that day, which is good. Yeah, continuing. We had a typhoon. So if there was something I wanted to write, like significant, I'd just pop it in. Some more pen tests. Some days I got like sticker happy and stuck a little bit of washi tape. Actually, I think that's the day I bought the washi tape, so I just shook them in. Food list, shopping lists. What else have we got here? I obviously wanted to journal a bit, so I journaled a bit. And then I think, yeah, towards October, I obviously was having a bit of a quiet time, trying to do less. I think we got a bit poorly in October, that's why. I started trying to write my steps, and if I went for a walk and did yoga in the day. I did that for a bit, and then I got bored of it. So this is end of October. I gave myself gold stars because I thought, well done, I didn't spend any money, so I did that. Yeah, I just continued like this towards the end of the year, really. And in the end, by the end of the year, I was down to my bare minimum, which was a to-do list at the top, anything I spent, and clearly I wasn't filling in these. And then if I had to write something down, like I cancelled my dentist's, I just wrote that down. There was nothing fussy going on. Here I obviously wrote some notes because I felt like it. But yeah, and it just ended up like that. And it isn't beautiful, and it isn't pretty planning, and it isn't like consistent, and there's like ink smudges here and all that kind of stuff. Some days I've got tons, loads of stuff, and then other days it's like, no, didn't write anything that day, couldn't be bothered, too busy. Some days I didn't even tick off or cross my boxes, but no mind, who cares? So yeah, Christmas Day. We got a food delivery on Christmas Day, randomly. So yeah, that is how I ended up the year. Now I have actually, oh hang on. This page is forward planning, and it's only very, very largely significant events, like when our passports expire or our driving license expires, and then just our ages for each of the year, just so I can keep an eye on it. And I did obviously write a little list of things to do around the house here, with the idea that this is the stuff, this really is all I needed to transfer into this year's planner. So that's what that's there for. I'm just going to check I'm not going to show you any personal information. I don't think there's anything else left. No, it's just the standard Hobonichi pages and then personal information. Oh, that's stuck in the back. And that's it. So I enjoyed using this towards the end. Now, the funny thing is, I preferred using this Techo Hobonichi Techo, when I just let go of all my expectations and I just made it work for me. As in, I didn't feel pressured to do anything particular on any page. If I needed to use it, I'd use it, and I don't feel bad about all the empty space. And I've actually gone on to use this for 2021. But I'm going to stop here because this video is going to get crazy long otherwise. And I'm going to say bye-bye. And I'm going to put these in my archive box, and it's going to be a nice moment because these have been sat on my desk for 2 weeks while I got around to making this video. So I'm going to put these in my archive box, tidy that away, put it on the shelf, and then I'm going to sit down and hopefully soon I'm going to show you what I'm using for 2021. So I hope that was sort of useful. I know there's like 1,000,001 Hobonichi planning videos and junk journal videos and Filofax videos. And mine's by all means not particularly exciting and pretty, but I just wanted to kind of show you that there's variety and you don't have to do things a certain way because everyone else is doing it. You don't have to be consistent. You can change up your systems. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. To be honest, for me, the only annoying thing, the thing that bothers me, obviously, is the money I spend on planners. So I have tried to reduce that this year. And also, where the hell am I going to store it all? If I end up doing 25 planners every year, I don't know where I'm going to put them. But otherwise, other than those fairly practical considerations, just do what you need to do and enjoy it and have fun. And if it works, do it. And if it doesn't work, try something else. And don't worry too much about it, basically. So hope that was interesting. I hope you're all well. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.